guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Michelle Crisafulli from iHeart Primary, and I am a 17-year veteran teacher of first grade from Central Florida. So today I am back in the classroom. I actually had intentions of showing you a few crafty things today, but I left what I wanted to show you at home, so I'm going to make that into a separate video. I'm going to do a glue box video. For those of you who are wondering how to modify glue boxes, if you already have them or if you wanted to do them or if you're curious about them, I'm going to film that video for you at home later this evening because I forgot the boxes at home. So today I'm just going to hang some bulletin boards, kind of straighten up, organize some things, clean out some bins, just show you a little ins and outs of some of the different sections of the rooms and talk to you about what I'm thinking and kind of where we stand as far as the classroom and what's going on, and just kind of, you know, continue to set up, can chugging along. So here we go. Okay, so I'm going to start with my bulletin boards just so that I can get this mess kind of cleaned up a little bit. This is going to be one bulletin board, and I'm just going to do this bulletin board in solid, whatever color we have downstairs, paper, and then that border there, and then this is another bulletin board, and I'm going to put that paper up right there and then just frame it out with probably another solid blue of some sort. I just want to get them up and done so that the paper can go in the trash. So that's where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and set you down, and I'm going to start with this bulletin board. Okay, so that bulletin board's done, but that's bugging me because it's not centered. So I'm going to have to move that over, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. That was a pain in the neck to get done because I'm reusing the border that I had from last year, and it lined up perfectly last year, but I couldn't make it work this year, and then my stapler got jammed, but we're done, and it's good, and I'm just going to put Welcome to First on there for the back to school, and it'll be all okay. And then I just had to throw that rest of that border away because it was torn up anyway. So it works. I'm going to try to get that border done. But I wanted to show you guys what I picked up today. And I'm so excited about this. Y'all, hold on. Let me move some of this stuff. So I went to Walmart like most teachers do. And I spent way too much money. But I found these. And they're my color. And they have, look, can you see that? They have the little labels, the little plastic pieces already on them, ready to go. Like somebody was thinking about teachers when they made these. Look, they're there, so I don't have to worry about it. And they were cheaper. These were $1.47, something like that. They were, I don't think it says on there. No. Anyway, so they were cheap. So I could get 2 for essentially $3 versus those at Target, which were $3 each. So I'm going to play around and see if I like these. Okay? Let's see what else I got. So I don't even know if I'm going to be able to use half of this stuff because I don't know what my classroom's going to look like, but we bought it. So I got folders, and I got colored paper for their notebooks, and I got a bunch of crayons. I don't know if you can see that. There's no point for me to show you those. And then I got highlighter packs because I'm going to make like comprehension close reading kits with these, and they were cheap. And then I went ahead and got the skinny dry erase markers. I like those better for their school boxes, so I got those. And I got command hooks, and that's from to make the room smell good, and more command hooks, and I think that's all. And pens. So nothing really exciting except those. So if you have a Walmart near you and you're looking for book bins, I think these are going to work. Let me try it. I'll show you in just a second. Okay, what do we think? I think I really like the blue. I think it pops with all the blue in my room, and I think they lay better on the shelf. I'm going to put like Fox and Socks or something down there, and then I'm going to put one in between that one. I like it a lot, so I think I'm going to keep it that way. Okay, what do we think? Those are extra bins that I bought. But I don't have any books right now to go in those, so I think I'm going to move this one up here, and then only have 2, but then it's kind of off balance. I don't know. I'll figure it out. And then I could put books that we're reading for the week up there. I may even move one of my other cabinets over here so it feels a little bit more homey. But I like it. I think it works so much better than those, and it was cheaper. Well, it would have been cheaper had I not bought twice as many, but I was able to get 20 for around $40, a little less than $40, I think. And those I spent $30 on just 10. So I think I'm going to roll with it. So these are the labels that I used to have, and I started kind of printing them off in color and making them prettier last year, and then just laminating them and putting them on. It was about the easiest thing ever, but they are not going to fit in those. I don't know if I can get that one off. See, I had to hot glue them down. That one's not even going to come off. There we go. So I could still do the same thing and it would just take up the whole thing, but I think I need to take advantage of the fact that these have the little things on them. So they won't go in there. So I'm going to have to make them smaller. It's probably, I'll measure that, but I think that's probably about 3 by 2. So these labels are great. I've used these since I started teaching. They're from Jessica Meacham, I think. I'll try to link them if I can find them. They're from, you know, like I said, when I started teaching, so it's been forever. And I just kind of update them every couple years because they get kind of gross. So I'll have to fix that. But yes, I am super happy with those. They look much better. Yay! Okay, so I wanted to show you something else that I do, and I think that I showed you this in one of my classroom setup videos, but something I picked up today was duct tape, and I couldn't find any cutesy fun ones that I liked, so I just got blue and green, and I tape the sides of their notebooks, especially like the spiral ones, but I even do it to, I don't think I have any, I even do it to these notebooks, just their normal composition notebooks that they bring in. That way students can identify which notebook a lot easier. It just kind of makes it easier at first to help them know which one's which, and then before too long they know, you know, which notebook to get out. But if you have 6 different notebooks, like sometimes we all do, because they just come to your head, hey, let's make a notebook for this. It just helps the students to have colors on the outside of it to make it more consistent and easy to find. So that way, like I said before, I think you don't have a math assignment in an ELA notebook or vice versa. It just makes it a little easier. So I got some more duct tape today, and then I got a ton of crayons, because I always like to have crayons. This is the best time of year to buy them, and I don't get my kiddos the crayons that are like 25 cents a box. I always get Crayola because they just hold up better. But I have quite a collection of crayons now. Let me show you. So that's where I keep my crayons, just in a drawer. And these are just ones that I've picked up over the years, and then I'll end up having a couple extra boxes each year, and then I'll go out and I'll buy 10 or 15 more, and now I have a drawer full. So I think that's good. I could probably fit more in here. They will bring crayons in, that's on their supply list, but kids go through crayons, and I would much rather buy them now while they're 50 cents than when they're $1.50, or this way they have a backup, or if I need an extra brown, I can just kind of separate a couple boxes out and have extras, because they're not going to be able to share crayons, which my kids haven't shared. They haven't done community supplies like that in a long time. I always let them have their own school box, just a standard school box, like one of these. I always let them have just their standard school box, and then I have a label that I put on the front of it. I'll try to put that label in my TPT store, but I have a label that I put on the front of it, and then they keep their scissors and their crayons and their own. I do give them one glue stick because that's on our school supply list, and so sometimes it's easier just to say get out your glue stick. And before, we've done glue boxes that were community glue boxes, but we're not going to be able to do that this year, so that's what I was going to do today. I was going to make individual glue boxes and show you how to make those, but I forgot the boxes at home. So on the way home, I'm going to run by the Dollar Tree and see what I can find, and then I will try to make that video this evening. Anyway, so in their school box, they have a couple pencils, they have their crayons, they have a highlighter, their dry erase marker and eraser, their scissors, one glue stick, a regular eraser. I think that's all. Oh, and a little pointer finger that they use when we read, a little wishy finger. Why is it always hot in here? Whew. So this year they'll especially have their own school supplies, but I like to have extra boxes of crayons just because they always need them. So, oh, and then this year they'll also have, I'm thinking of getting little Tupperwares from the Dollar Tree and putting, so I have these letters. Let me show you. So I have these letters, not those are magnetic. So I have these letters, and I've used these for years, and I just, gosh, it was probably my second or third year of teaching that I got these. One of my very dear teaching friends that taught with me found them on a website, and I don't even think they make, this company is in business anymore, but they are fantastic, and we just separated them out into these little bins from Lowe's, like little hardware bins, and put stickers on them. Now, these are mixed up because that's what kids do, so I end up having to fix them every year, but they are fantastic. Let's see if I can, maybe a yellow one will show up better. I'm going to see if I can show you the letters. So they're soft, they're foamy, and on one side it's bumpy, and that's the right side up, so they're tactile, and then it's smooth on the other side. And so when the students would use them, they could trace the shape of the letter with their finger, and it would help their muscle memory remember the shape of that letter. Especially helpful with the B's and the D's, because we always have so many kids that mix up the B and the D, or they'll say that's a Q, and that's not a Q. The Q's have the little tail on them. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get little bitty bins and from like the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to separate and give them like 2 A's, a couple B, like give them their own little box of letters that they can have in their desk all year so that we don't have to get them out. And then that way it's only their letters, and anytime we're doing any word work, they can take out their letters. They can keep out the letters that they need for that lesson. So if it's like a making words lesson, then they can keep their letters out that they need for that lesson. So for example, if it's like 1A, 1B, 1F, 1L, 1T, something like that, then they get just those letters out and put those on their desk, and that way they're only touching their letters. I think that would work. So that's one of my projects next week that I'm going to do, is I'm going to separate all these letters out and just give them like a couple of each letter, and then they can put those in their boxes, or in their school desk, and then that way they always have a set of letters and they're tactile. And then I do other things with them when we're, talking and learning about new sounds and words and stuff. I have sand trays that I pass out to them, and I think I can just number these, and I don't think that there would be anything wrong with them using those. If they can't use sand trays, then we like to use shaving cream. I always do shaving cream. So that's something else that they can do. But on the way home, I think I'm going to stop by Dollar Tree and see if I can find those bins, so that on Monday when I come in, I can work on little things like that. So, what else? Oh, and one of you guys suggested to cover the crate seats with vinyl. And I forget who it was that I saw on social media. They covered all of their fabric with just the clear vinyl. That way they didn't have to go out and buy a solid color vinyl. They just covered what they already had with like the clear plastic from the craft store. So I'm going to pick up some of that this weekend too, and cover my already existing fabric. And I think I'm going to make 2 other crate seats, and those are going to be at one set. So they'll have a crate seat choice. And then somebody else on here suggested stools, using stools at one of my desk tables, and I have them right there. So they're in bad shape. Well, they're not in bad shape. I had to tape them together when we moved from Arkansas, and so the stickiness is still on there. So I need to see if I can get like my husband to volunteer and come clean that sticky off. But I think I can put those at a table, so then I'll have a table of regular chairs, or desks. I'll have some kids to be able to choose regular chairs, rocking chairs, crate seats, and stools, and that'll be 4 groups. And I don't think I'm going to have that many kids. Like right now on my roster I have 14, which is fantastic, but I think some of those kids are going to choose launch ed, so I don't think they'll actually be physically here. I think they're going to choose the online, the digital, and so if that's the case, then I may only have 14 kids on my roster, and then have like 5 of those kids maybe at home doing their learning. So I don't know what it's going to look like yet, but that's the plan. And if I can get some more of those, I will. Those, the blue ones, I'll get some more of those. But I was looking at balls. So one of my teacher friends has the yoga balls from Lakeshore, the little ones that are vinyl themselves, or like plastic that you can wipe off. And they have the little feet on the bottom of them. And they're not expensive. I could get a couple of those. I think 4 of those was like $79 or something. Or maybe it was just 2 of those were $79. And I could have a grouping of those, but I'm going to see if I can borrow one of her balls and see if they fit at these tables, because there's different sizes. And first graders are a little bit bigger than kindergartners. So I may look into those little yoga balls too. If I can't use them there, I might just be able to have the little yoga balls at my table. And so if they come over to work with me one-on-one, then they can sit on a yoga ball over there. And that would be something else for them. Y'all, this is so confusing. I know that you guys are confused as well, but it is so hard to try to think about adjusting. After 17 years of teaching the same grade, I did have 1 year in kindergarten, but after 17 years, I feel like I'm a brand new teacher again. It's so strange. I was telling my husband, like, all of the stuff that I have always done, well, with the exception of, making it new and fresh each year, but like the stuff that, we do and the setting up of our classrooms and everything, is all different right now, and it throws you off. It's good to be a veteran teacher because I think I can make the adjustments quickly, and I already have like a good foundation, a lot of really good ideas of how to like adjust. But I wouldn't want to be a first-year teacher right now. I think I would probably be a little lost. So I feel for all of you guys that are first-year teachers or that are in school to be teachers. This is hard. So I think we just really have to lean on each other and reach out to other teachers in our districts and in our schools and across social media, and just, I think that's one really good thing about the teacher community is that, you walk into somebody else's classroom and you see ideas on their wall and you immediately want to take pictures and try to see if you can adjust that. And it's so amazing because we get to share ideas and we just, work together and balance each other out. And gosh, I don't know that any other profession does that, honestly, especially in a time like this. So it's hard. I really appreciate all the comments and the support that you guys have given me so far. It has really been amazing to get all of that support in just essentially about a week's time that I've been doing these videos. Again, I have really gotten so many wonderful comments, and I really appreciate it. So I'm going to get back to work now that I got sappy and emotional. So I will check back in with you guys in a little bit. So I wanted to show you guys something if you have somebody in your life that's handy and likes to make stuff for you. So a long time ago I wrote a grant and I got a few of these little whisper phones. So like if your students hold them up and they talk in them, the sound obviously, and they're whispering, the sound travels through the little plastic tube into their ear, and it helps them to make self-corrections and helps them when they're reading, helps with the fluency, that sort of thing. But before I have those, my husband made me these, and these are just PVC pipes. And I think it's the 1-inch with the little elbows on it, and I just write the student's number on it, and then they keep these in their book box and they use these to read, so that it helps them to stay quiet. But it's just a cheap way of keeping the noise level down if your children are doing some independent reading time. And they're wonderful. The kids love them. Now you do have to, obviously do your procedures of how to use those and not play with them and all that, but they're little bitty kids and they're going to play with them. So that's just one of those things you have to work around. But it's a cheap way. I think the whole basket of them, and I think I have 30 of these, are 25 or something like that. Probably cost me $20, $25, something like that, maybe a little bit more. And then I put tape on it just to give them something to grip. But the great thing about these is every month or so, or every couple months before, I would take them home, toss them in an empty dishwasher, with the sterile setting on my dishwasher, and they're clean. And they get up in there, and you can take these pieces off and file them in the dishwasher, and then just kind of put them back on. And then it sterilizes and cleans them, and all that, as I'm sitting here playing with them all. So that's great. But now I can see, even if we were to use these, and they, and of course my kids will have masks on, but even if they were to use these, I could still take them home once a week. There's a number on them, so it's theirs. It's theirs, it stays in their box, but I could collect them on Fridays, like, I'm having to do, or even Wednesday, for example. I'd collect them every Wednesday and then take them home, toss them in the dishwasher, let them steam in the dishwasher, and then bring them back, and I can put them directly back into their boxes. So I think that I can still use those. I'm going to set them over here with their book boxes. Those are their book boxes that I've used in the past. If you haven't seen those, there's a lot of different versions of book boxes, and like I said before, I don't know if we're going to be able to use book boxes this year and check them out, but these are the ones that my students use. I was trying to find one with a thing on the front. Oh, here it is. Okay, so these are just the IKEA flits, I think they're called, and they come in like a pack of 5 for a couple bucks. And my mom actually reinforced them with duct tape for me last year, just to give them a little bit. And my kids use the mess out of these all year, and they're still in great shape. I usually just send them home and with the students with all their paper books, so they have a book box somewhere to keep them at home. But we didn't get a chance to do that this year, so they're going to be reused, and they're wonderful. And you could even put tape on the inside to make them extra sturdy. But I've had a lot of versions of book boxes in the past. I've had a lot of versions of book boxes in the past. I've had little drawers, like the little black drawer that I have over on my desk, that one over there. I've had drawers. I've had just regular baskets. I've had bins like these that belong to the school. I've had also just the regular magazine holders. They all work about the same. It's just a matter of how much space, I guess, you have to set stuff out. My book boxes last year in my other room sat on my shelf like that, just across the top of the shelf. I don't know where I'm going to store them this year. If I'm even going to keep them in those boxes, I may let them take those home. We may use those as book boxes and like extra supply boxes. If our desks start to get too crowded, we may use those. You know, like I said before, everything's so up in the air. I think I have a lot of options of things that we can use. I did want to show you one more thing before I get back to work, because I'm kind of rambling today. But I made math boxes a couple years ago. Oh, gracious. So I went through a training in Arkansas called CGI, and we did lots of different trainings. Not different trainings. Gosh, I can't even talk. We did lots of different math problems, and we always talked about how it's nice for the kids to have their own math boxes. So these are my students' math boxes. These are from the Dollar Tree. Inside, they have 2 things of 10, 2 rows of 10, and the little foam cubes, counters, and shapes. And then this year I'm going to put a dice in there too, so they don't have to share dice. And I think I'm going to try to get their Wreck and Wreck in there as well. And theirs are going to stay in their desk, because I don't want them in here together. Even with the number on it, I don't want them in here together. I think I'm going to try to keep those in their desk as well. Their desks are getting full. I don't know if y'all notice it, but their desks are getting full. So these are their Wreck and Wrecks I'm going to try to get in there. One of my wonderful teacher friends made these for me one year. I bought all the supplies and showed her, and she just knocked them out of the park. So that was great. And they've lasted. There's just cardboard from Hobby Lobby, beads, and pipe cleaners. And it's cheap Wreck and Wrecks. And they've lasted. So I can show you how to make those another time. But yeah, so I think I'm going to give them their own math box to keep in their desk. Or like all of their extra stuff may go in those bins over there. So that's what I'm thinking. Alright, I'm going to get back to work. Okay, so something I wanted to tackle was this whole area up here. It's just a big conglomeration of bins. And I know I can sort through a couple of them and get a couple of them down and cleaned out. So I'm going to get up there like this one here. That is a human body box that I made in college when I was student teaching in a 4th grade classroom, and I have held on to it, and it has not been opened since I graduated college 100 million years ago. It just keeps traveling around with me in hopes that someday I will use some of the things in it. So I think it's time to clean it out, go through it. That's probably not true. I've probably gone through it and cleaned it out a couple times. I don't remember. But it needs to go. And then this one, I'm going to sort through that stuff and clean that out and make it look a little bit tidier. That's our science stuff, so I can't do anything about that stuff right now. This is personal math stuff I've collected over the years that I don't really have a place for because my cabinets, I don't know if you notice these, but they're tiny. And those big bins will not fit in them. So they have to hang out up there. That's where they live. Even though, well, we use these, but I already have a ton of them. You know, I buy so much of that stuff. I buy like little packs at a time, or like from teacher garage sales, you know, where their district has gotten rid of stuff. In fact, I think that one on top was from my like second or third year teaching, when a friend of mine was retiring and our district already had bought a ton of that stuff. So I inherited those. And then this bin is Quasner rods that I got from a school supply place in our district where they had just a ton of extra math supplies that they had over ordered or got for samples, and we were able to go in and get like freebies. So I got those, and I have never used Quasner rods because those are really for like older grades, and like I said, I've always taught first, so we've never used those. So that's like my tool drawer, like extra stuff. So this one I need to go through because it was like a conglomeration of Kleenex and stuff that the kids brought in, and then at the end of the year I just kind of shoved a bunch of stuff in it, and then that one. So I'm going to get those down. Y'all, I forgot that I had made this. I think when I made this, I was doing a unit with my 4th graders on the different systems of the body. And I made this so that they could walk through the respiratory system. God, it's been so long since I've seen this. It is filthy, but it is so neat. I can't believe I drew that out. So they could walk through it and see what it was about. And see how air traveled through the lungs. And gosh, that's so cool. That I forgot I made. I want to keep that. See, that's the kind of stuff you want to keep because you make it, but I mean, it folds up. It doesn't take up much space. Maybe I can find somewhere for it, but look at this other stuff in here. I have half of a skeleton, which I can still use. This was supposed to be, you put sugar on it and bounce it. It's like the eardrum, and that needs to go. So that's kind of gross. I forget what we use that for. And there's the sugar. But, I mean, look, I have a head in here. I have a couple skeletons. I think I got most of this stuff from Scholastic. There's lungs that are all gross and melted. That was lungs. That's how you can simulate the lungs. That's just clay, and then 2 straws. And they can see how the air goes in and out. Which all this stuff is out there on the internet now, but... And there's the unit that I wrote. That's interesting. Maybe I should put that out on TPT, because I wrote that dang unit. Oh my goodness. Clay, that's probably pretty nasty. I don't know, does modeling clay go bad? It's not even ever been opened. But it's been 15, well, more than 15 years. I've been teaching for 17, so this has been at least 18 years ago, because I did my student teaching in 4th grade when I was a junior. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to do with it all. I gotta find something for it because I want to get rid of this box. So maybe I can just wrap it up in a Ziploc bag and put it with my other science stuff and keep all of this stuff. I think I'll do that. Okay, I think I have to throw it all away. So this guy's broken. His little jaw is all snapped about. The rubber band that was in there is all broken and rotted. So he's all broken. His little thing won't go on. The top of his skull won't go on anymore. It's all warped from being stored and getting over hot, and the thing is cracked, and oh, I'm so sad. And then I don't remember, but I think they sent me, because this was from Scholastic, you know, like I said, 20 years ago. I think they sent me 2 parts of the same, because I can't get these guys to match up. And they're all dry rotted and gross anyway, so he's got to go in the trash. I managed to save him. He's good. My little skeleton. But this is all busted. I think I can keep this part, but the base that it was on is busted, and then these two valves are all busted. So I think I can keep the pieces, but I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. And then my other little skeleton guy in there, he didn't make it. Dun, 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 dun. Just so sad. He's just all warped and broken and ripped. So that's the empty bin. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a Ziploc. I'm going to put him, I'm going to put this in there. And I'm going to save that because I put a lot of work into that. So that and those two pieces are all that survived out of that whole box. So I should have been better and emptied the box a long time ago. But I do have a lot of things from going through like STEM workshops and stuff. So I have like skin and a lung model and all that. It's a little bit more realistic now. But these were just memories. I ordered all this stuff from Scholastic when I wrote the unit, when I was doing it for college. So it was great, but it's time to say goodbye. Okay, so let me catch you up onto what I've been up to. So I moved my shelves over and then moved this piece here, if you can see that. It was under my window. I moved it over. I have to take the little cover home and wash it, so that's why that's not there. But it kind of makes it a little bit more, I don't know, setup, I guess. My only thing is I may not be able to keep that there. But if that's the case, it can go back over there. And let me show you what I did over here. So it was bothering me that that cart was right here. There's just something about it. So I moved my gray shelf that was under my board up there. I moved that over, and I'm going to use it for my binders and my testing stuff, and then like teacher stuff on top. And then I moved my little cart over, and I still don't know if I like it there, but this way it's kind of all together, and then that gives me a path, a better path this way. Now I can't get out this way. Well, I could just move that out of the way if I need to get by, for whatever reason, but it kind of gives me a little bit more set up over here. I don't know. So that's there for now, and if that can't stay there, because what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to have sit spots with the numbers on them spread out for them to get in line. I don't know how far I can spread those out, but we'll see. If we even get in line for anything. I don't know. There's so many unknowns right now, so I'm just going to continue to set up like I would normally, sort of. There's that. So my one thing that I may do, if that can't stay there and I have to move that, is I may turn that sideways and put that gray shelf right here, and then I may turn that table, I may turn it this way. We'll see. Lots of different options, but I'm just going to kind of play around with it. So I cleaned, that looks a little bit better, I think. I'm going to get labels on everything, but that one's going to be empty because when my students bring school supplies, some of their supplies is going to go in there. So that's pretty empty right now. It just has a few Ziploc bags left over and a box of Kleenex. And then I just kind of reorganized that little area. I don't really know what else to do. I don't have anywhere to store those, and I'd like to make that pretty, but it's not. So hopefully you won't even notice it, and we're not allowed to hang anything from the ceiling to cover it. Otherwise I would put a curtain up there, but we can't have those. So my students, I always put some of their work, some of their writing and work on the cabinets to display, so maybe you won't even notice that. So that's that. I didn't get to that bulletin board. I'm sorry, I'm kind of going fast here. I'm trying to not make this video another hour-long video. I hung my little shark thing on top up there. Oop, there it is. And then I set out my stuffed animal toy shark stuff, some of them that I have. I set those out there. I have a few more at home. They can come. And then over here, I got all of those mats taken out of that bin. These are all my carpet squares. Used to, at my other classroom, we had hard floors, you know, that they, not carpet, but the tile. And so my kids would get these rugs and go around the room, so that way they were still sitting on something soft and cozy. But both my schools here have had carpet in the rooms, so we haven't needed those. So I may just store them or pack them up. I don't know where I'm going to store them at, but I may just put them in a bin somewhere and pack them up and save them. They're all in really good shape, and gosh, when you spend, I want to say at least a couple dollars, $3, $4 at Walmart on each little mat, and you have 10 mats, I mean, it adds up, and they're really good shape. So I don't want to get rid of them, because that's like $40 worth of rugs at least right there. So I still don't know what to do with that. This is all of my like more breakable-ish sharky stuff. That's my real baby shark. I'm sure that you've seen those in like touristy places, but that's my real baby shark that my kids always love. And those are real shark teeth that my kids always love. That's a real alligator head I got from New Orleans. Doesn't really go with my shark thing, but he's cool, so he stays. Oops. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm kind of just at a loss. Have you ever hit those lulls when you're kind of setting up your classroom where you're just, I don't really want to do it, I don't want to be here. It's like even worse this year because it's just the unknown. And I want to put up a sound wall, and I think I'm going to use that board for my sound wall, because I think I'm going to put my calendar stuff and my like agenda and stuff over here. And then I think I'm going to use that as a sound wall. And then last year I had my word wall on those cabinets, but I think I might put my word wall cards down there. I gotta cut those out, but I think I might just put those down there. So as we're learning a card, I'll just hang it on the ring and it'll just go down there. And it'll be underneath the sound wall. But most of our words go on our sound wall because they can follow some kind of pattern. So I want to put my sound wall there. And I think I'm going to move focus wall down, and I'm going to put calendar stuff right here, and then like my standards and our I can statements right there. I think that's what I'm going to do. So that's on my list for next week. And then like I said, some of these bins are going to get cleared out because my students are going to have their own math bin, their own dice. So some of those I can have like student school supplies, extra supplies stored in those. But there's not going to be any gathering on the carpet, so I don't know what to do. That's where we're at. Okay, something I just thought about, y'all. I have had some of these pencils for 10 years or more. I think this year I'm going to give out more pencils because this is a collection. It's almost as bad as my stickers. I will grab packs of pencils and then I'll just give out a couple as, you know, behavior reward things or birthdays or something. And then before I know it, I've got a massive collection of pencils. I think I need to give out some pencils this year. What do y'all think? Do any of y'all have pencil collections like this? I mean, there's probably 100 pencils or more in there. Who knows? Yeah, easily. Gosh. Gotta give some out this year. Okay, I think I'm about wrapping up for today. I didn't get as much done as I wanted to, but it happens sometimes, I guess. Get distracted, and I ended up just kind of tinkering a little bit. But that's okay. So I'm going to show you a few things. So these mats were left in one of my rooms. I can't even remember how long ago, but I've just had them stored in that thing that I cleaned out last week, and I thought, well, maybe I should actually look through those and see what they are. So it looks like there's like a small group set of them. So that's like 6. And so if I had 6 notebooks, I probably will go buy them and just make them or put them in folders or something. So there's different mats, and all of these mats come from Kim Adsit from kindergartengals.net. So they're great. And I may see about, that one's backwards. I may see about just getting folders for my kids and making them their own thing like this. It'll take a lot of work, depending on how many kids I have, I guess. But so like this one has 0 to 20 number line, and on the back a 1 through 20 hundreds chart. And then we have a tens frame, and then a 2 tens frame. And then we have Hang Me in the Game and describing mats. And then we have number bond, and on the back is dominoes. Comparing mat, and on the back is a circle chart. And then this one is another number bond, but with the fact family lines on the bottom of it. And then we have an ABC chart and a blends and diagraphs chart on the back of that one. Then place value mat, and that looks like another number bonds, but with the 10 frame on it. It's a spider. And that's not consistent because they don't all have that. And then part whole mat. So yeah, that was that stack. So I don't really know what to do with it. I guess I'm just going to, maybe I'll look it up this weekend and see if I can, because you can't copy those because they won't copyright, so copy correctly. And since I didn't purchase those from her, they were just kind of in here, I don't know what to do. Okay guys, so my desk is pretty cleared off. I'm getting a low battery light, so I'm going to show you what I can. I got that thing moved over there, and you know how I said I was probably going to just take it home or give it away? I'm going to keep it on that shelf. I don't know what I'll use it for. Maybe, you know, groups, papers, like things that I use in groups all the time, but I don't want to get rid of it yet. It's too, I could use it. So, got a lot of my bins emptied. Hasn't changed much, but it's a little bit more organized. I moved that over here. I don't know what I'm going to use that for yet, but I moved it over there. So yeah, this is where we're at. I'm going to put those away. I'm going to put those away. I'm going to put those away somewhere, maybe in one of my crate seats. And I didn't show you what was on my pocket chart, but I will next week because I'm still kind of cleaning it out and deciding what I want to do with everything. But I will show you guys next week that one. That's where we're at. I have lots of labels to make over the weekend. It's my anniversary tomorrow, so I'm not going to do anything tomorrow. I'm going to try to get this video up today. It's Thursday today, and I'm going to try to get this video up when I get home, so that way you have it for tonight, and then hopefully I can show you the glue boxes over the weekend and just make mini glue boxes. But like I said, I know I've gotten a couple of requests for like guided reading group videos and such, and as soon as I get to that point I will absolutely film that, but I'm not ready for that yet. If you want to see another classroom setup or see me come back in here, I will be here hopefully Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. So if you want to see those days, then please give this video a thumbs up. And other than that, I will see you guys next time. So thanks for watching today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next video. Bye!